All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever been told your kid is lazy? Or maybe just not trying hard enough? If that sounds familiar, then this is for you. We're about to totally bust that myth and talk about a new way forward for families, especially those in Georgia.
First things first, and I really want you to hear this. Your kid isn't lazy. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. That's the foundation for everything we're about to cover.
You know, for so long, kids who are struggling get slapped with these labels, right? Lazy, not trying, like they're just choosing to have a hard time. But what if that's completely wrong? The reality? It's often brain-based. It's real. And here's the best part, it's treatable.
So, what's really happening under the hood? Well, it all boils down to how the brain is wired, and understanding that difference is key.
And look, this is really for any parent out there who's been hearing that label for years. I get it. It's exhausting, right? It's this constant battle, and it's full of so much worry. It is absolutely time for a new way of looking at this. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about brain-based differences. Think of things like ADHD. These are literally rooted in how the brain develops and functions. It's not about willpower. It's about the brain's chemistry. And that affects things like focus, impulse control, and what's called executive function, which is kind of like the brain's CEO, the part that handles planning, organizing, and just getting stuff done.
And this is maybe the most important thing to get. This is not a character flaw. Not for you, and definitely not for your child. Letting go of that guilt, man, that's the first real step toward getting help.
Okay, so you realize something's up. Getting answers should be simple, right? Wrong. For so many families, this is where they hit a huge wall. We're talking about the waiting game. Just look at this. 3 to 6 months. Can you believe that? In a lot of places in Georgia, that's how long you might wait just to get an evaluation for ADHD. That's a whole semester of school where a kid is just struggling.
So you can see, there are two totally different paths here. The typical one can drag on forever. But then you have these newer telehealth options, and they're completely changing the game. They use a quick online screener to get families to a full evaluation in just 2 or 3 weeks. It's a huge difference.
So that leads us right into this more direct path to getting support. And we'll use a program called MentalSpaceSchool as a great example of how this can really work.
So what is it? It's basically telehealth for K-12 students all across Georgia. The whole thing is built for easy access. They offer same-day appointments, connecting kids with licensed, diverse therapists who really get it right when that help is needed most.
And getting started is super simple. Seriously, you just go to the website, take a free screener that takes like 3 minutes, and boom! From there, you're connected to a telehealth evaluation. It just cuts out all those old-school roadblocks. And this isn't just for parents. Hey, for any school leaders listening, this is a tool for you too. You can actually share this link with families proactively and help them get answers so much faster.
But, getting a diagnosis, that's really just a starting line. So what does real, honest-to-goodness help actually look like?
Well, it looks like a whole package, a holistic approach. It starts by validating that not lazy truth, building that self-esteem back up. It might involve tools like medication or therapy. It definitely means getting the right school accommodations, like a 504 plan or an IEP, to make sure they have what they need in the classroom. And, this is a big one, it means celebrating progress, even when it's not a straight, perfect line.
And the proof is in the pudding. The data shows this approach really works. I mean, look at these outcomes. 89% better attendance at school, a 92% drop in anxiety, and 85% of families are satisfied. These aren't just numbers, that's real life-changing stuff.
And the support system is huge. It's not just about one-on-one therapy. It's about having dedicated teams for schools, counseling for the whole family, and even support for teachers and staff. It's really about lifting up the entire community around the child.
Okay, let's talk about the big practical question, the one I'm sure is on your mind. Can I afford this? Is it covered? Well, the good news is services like this usually take a whole range of insurance providers, including Medicaid and all the big private ones. So for a lot of families in Georgia, it's definitely accessible.
So let's kind of wrap up the main part of this with a message I really hope lands. For every parent, every teacher, every student who's felt lost in this, you are seen. Your kid is seen. And help is really, truly here.
So, what's the big takeaway? For so long, the story might have just been about getting by, just surviving the day-to-day struggle. But what if the next chapter for your family, for your kid, what if it's about thriving,